Start recording. Let's see what happens. All right. Okay. Welcome to Shadows in the Fog, where the script's made up and the points don't matter. All right. So, we are currently playing with Luke, who is playing Fayez, the Bard. Is that how it's pronounced?
It's Fayaz.
Fayez, the Bard. Okay, got it. Cool beans. Can you hear me okay as well? Is everything
Yep, I
cool?
can hear you great, buddy.
Amazing. Cool. Cool. So, we are going to begin our tale today talking about where you are now. As you know, you are currently landlocked at your new uh, location. Salud is the most recent location that you were actually able to purchase. You didn't build it from the ground up. It used to be a different type of inn that just sold drinks. You know, the soldiers would come in and buy drinks and just leave the place trash. And the owner was honestly tired of living under the thumb of the Crimson Banner, so he thought he would make for the borders, take a ship, and get the hell out of here. So you took the opportunity, as the shrewd businessman you are, to snatch it from his clutches at a very, very reasonable price and basically rebuild it. And here you've been ever since. Since you got your hands on the deed, talked to the folks there and started building it as a brothel as well. It's become slightly more popular. Hasn't turned a profit quite yet, but it's definitely becoming more popular, especially with the coronation coming very soon. There's a lot of excitement in the town square, and you've got the perfect view. Unfortunately, though, again, you're still landlocked and you're not going to be able to really do much about leaving town, for example. So you figure that guy got out just in time. But not you. No. You've been stuck in your room for 3 days because it has been nothing but rain for 3 days. And one thing you've learned about the Emerald Heartlands is that this land sure does like its weather. Uh, it's got a lot of mud, a lot of strong smells, and these are silk robes. We don't do that. Tonight is a special night. Tonight, however, you are sitting in your room, bored out of your wits, practicing your violin that your mother taught you, and you hear a knock at the door.
Come in.
Okay. Uh, the door remains closed, and you hear another meek, slower knock.
I'll get up and I'll open the door.
Awesome. What I would like you to do is we're going to practice moving your token. Go ahead and take your token and drag it into any square that you choose. That you can see it, that is. There you go. Can you see?
I can. I'm in front of the door. Nothing.
Are you sure that's the door?
Click.
Do you have a do you have a line of sight?
Okay.
Do you have like a bubble of light around you?
No, I do.
Okay. I'm gonna make this easier for you. Let's do this. How's that? Can you see better now?
No, all I'm seeing is I see my sprite. I see the entire floor is black.
Hmm.
And then whatever I'm standing next to right now with my sprite, I can see that, and over here I can see a purple something.
I think I know what's going
But
on.
everything,
How about that?
everything. Well, now the thing that I thought was the door is gone.
Let me move you back into your room, buddy. There you go. Can you see it?
Hold on. Let me zoom out all the way. Yeah, all I'm seeing is a black square, my friend.
Okay, stay there. I think it's a setting I need to enable. Oh, it's been some time since I've enabled Fog of War. Should be interesting. Let's
You all good.
see. Let's do... That looks fine. That's fine, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Let me know when you start to be able to see, like, things around you. Like, you should be seeing floorboards, stuff like that.
Is there something in my settings, maybe?
I don't think so. I think it's mine. Thanks for being my guinea pig while I try this out.
Oh no, you're perfectly fine. I'm always fine being the guinea pig. Especially when I have no idea what I'm doing either, so it makes everybody else look like me.
What about
We
this?
just had a lot of story to get through.
Anything different? Oh. Nothing different? Nothing new?
It's still just, I can see the door and the little purple thing over to the right of my sprite.
Well, that's annoying, isn't it? I'll just manually reveal it for you then. How's that?
Okay, there we go.
And
yep, there we go.
Can you see?
I can see.
Dope. All right. Try moving your token towards the door now. You should see a woman there. Perfect. All right. You move to the door and open it. A short young lady. She looks like she's potentially of imperial descent, either that or her parents at some point in her lineage were. She has very short, blonde hair, cut just to her chin, sapphire blue eyes. She looks like she has a knife at her side. She looks like she's not a waitress. She says, "Hey, I'm so sorry to bother you. Um, are you own this place, right? Am I at the right place?"
I'm the new owner, yes.
Okay, listen, this is gonna sound crazy. I have to ask you for your help. They said that you cared about the staff. Is that true? Do you care?
I do care about my staff.
Okay.
Why? What's going on?
Marigold's missing. I'm a friend of a well, a waitress, and she makes air quotes here, named Marigold. I'm her friend. She's gone missing. She's been missing for a few days, and the last owner didn't give a shit. And I've tried asking everybody for help, but nobody's helping, and I'm really worried about her. And I figured, you know, you really are my last attempt here.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't be a very good owner if my first problem I just brushed under the rug. Do you want to come in and sit down? Tell me what's going on? What you know?
She peers over her shoulder and is like, no.
Or we can sit out there if you'd feel more comfortable.
Yeah, if that's... I'm sorry, I'm really, really bad at this.
No, you're fine. You still haven't told me your name, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Alexa.
Alexa.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Fayez. Please, let's go out into the main room and we'll take a seat. You can tell me what you know.
All right, dope. So, here's the main area. The stairs lead down to the main inn. Excuse me. The rooms about are brothel rooms. You got the essentially master bedroom. She leads you down the hall. She definitely is not de la cour. She has pretty much zero manners. She has no idea about propriety or politeness. She doesn't know how to address someone above her station. She seems like she was definitely raised to be a street rat, but a very concerned and loyal to somebody who works for you street rat.
Okay, well, do you want to tell me what you know, Alexa?
Yeah.
What you know about Marigold, where she's gone, where she was prior, any information that you can give me.
Yeah. All I know is, you know those. Darian, not yet. I'll call you. It's okay. It's okay. All right. She says, all I know is that you know those Crimson Banner creeps who were always in here. Well, there was a couple of them, two guys that were in here, and they were making a fuss over her. And she was doing her thing, just trying to make money. She didn't do anything weird, but they may have gotten the wrong idea about what she's about. And anyway, she left after her shift to pick up something for one of the other girls here, I guess. And I don't know, nobody's heard from her since. She hasn't been here to pick up a shift. She hasn't been staying in her usual room. I'm just really worried. And look, I will go with you. I will march out there into the fucking borderlands myself if I have to. I don't want to go alone, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. I mean, if Marigold's missing, it's safe to say you may be going missing as well if you went alone. So I
Exactly.
would be more than happy to accompany you and see what we can find out about Marigold.
Okay, that's a big relief. Again, I'm really no good at this, but thanks for being the only one who really listened.
Of course. Let's go see what we can find out. You said she was there anything you heard from her before she had left? Like any information she may have given you, or has anybody heard anything from her? Or what? Who's do we know the last person who she talked to? Anything?
I don't know the names of either of the guys that were fawning over her, but she didn't see anybody after that. Um, no, I mean, like I said, I tried to get access to her usual room, but I guess when one girl goes, another girl goes in, so it's not exactly well preserved. I didn't really find anything, and she didn't have much to begin with.
Okay. Well, let me see if any of the other girls might have seen something before we go marching down to the Crimson Banner barracks. What do you say?
All right, cool.
Okay. So real quick,
Hmm.
is there a madam for this establishment?
There is Madame Elaine.
Uh, Madam Elaine. Can I find Madam Elaine?
Oh, she wants to be found. If you know Madame Elaine, she is a fantastic woman. You liked her the second you saw her. She is lively, she is passionate, and the thing that she cares the most about are her girls, just like a good madam should. Uh,
Excellent.
she she has big hair. She has a very flirtatious smile. She is Crimson Banner through and through. She seems to be patriotic, but not annoyingly so. She's very much like, yeah, let's support our men, let's support the prince and the coronation, but she's also a very shrewd businesswoman, so it's very difficult to know how much of that is earnest. But it's very strange that she wouldn't have conducted an investigation for one of her lost girls.
Yes, if she's easy to find, I'd like to find her to talk to her.
Great. She's standing at the bar. She has two gentlemen around her. The bar is stuffed full of patrons. Girls flirting, bringing drinks, women hanging off the banisters, laughing, men toasting to their good fortune. Everybody seems to be in good spirits as the day draws near for Prince Esteban VIII to be crowned King of the Crimson Banner. She is just standing behind the bar. She's got two gentlemen who seem to be swooning over her, but she seems free otherwise.
Can we see that, Esme? Or
I don't have a map for that. Sorry.
oh, okay. Well, I will. I don't want to disturb her while she's working, so I'll take a seat with um, Alexa, and I'll just give give Madame Elaine a nod that I want to talk to her. Like just like a catch her attention, and when she has a moment.
Absolutely. Roll perception for me. Do you know how to do that?
I'm going to come over here, chat,
Mm-hmm.
and where is
You're going to type this. So it's, oh, dang it. Let me do this. It'll look like that. So you're going to do, without the quotes, so you're going to do slash roll 1d20 plus, and then you put your modifier down. And then you just press enter, and the dice roll for you.
slash roll
Mm-hmm.
D
1d20.
and then plus,
Mm-hmm. And then whatever your modifier is for perception.
and then modifier is a plus one. Check to make sure. Is wisdom, so plus 0.
All right.
And then enter.
Yes. Yay! You roll a 15. All right, my friend. See how easy that is? And now the cool thing is, if you're on the keyboard, you can press up on the keyboard, and it will just reload those dice in the modifier for you. Otherwise, you can just delete the modifier and insert the one that you want. Okay?
Well,
What?
I said got it. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, didn't hear that part. Cool.
No, you're fine. You're fine, buddy.
Cool. So, with a 15, you notice that she seems hyper focused on the gentleman in front of her, the soldiers, which she is making sure their glasses are filled. The foam on their mugs is just frothing over the side of the mugs, and even though to the untrained eye she would seem to not notice you, she makes just an ever so slight passing glance in your direction, and you think that's how she keeps an eye on things in the reality while keeping her patrons entertained at the same time. She does these quick, short looks around the room in dark areas, and she seems to have noticed you. After but a moment, she says, "Excuse me, gentlemen," and walks towards you with another mug that she produces from underneath the bar. She says, "Ah, yes, our brilliant new owner. How can I help you tonight?"
Madame Elaine, my dear, I was just talking with my new friend Alexa here, and she tells me that Marigold's gone missing. I was wondering if you had heard anything.
She smiles in that very insincere way, uh, but is still pleasant to look at nonetheless. And she says, "Yes, I heard about Marigold. Perhaps you would like to have this conversation in a more private setting, sir?"
That's perfectly fine.
"Great. Alexa, you wouldn't mind hanging tight now, would you?" Alexa kind of gives her this look of, If I wasn't afraid that you'd snap me in half, I'd say no. And she nods. Meanwhile, Elaine
I'll
beckons you.
stand. Okay, I'm gonna stand and I'm going to take the mug of ale that she just gave me, and I'm going to slide it over to Alexa, and then I'll follow Madame Elaine.
All right, Madame Elaine takes you behind the bar into a small room that she has sort of turned into an office. It looks like over the years. You might have thought at first appearance that maybe this was the owner's like establishment, but no, this is all Elaine. Her perfume permeates this space, and there are old ashes from tobacco, rolled tobacco, on the table, and dust in corners of areas that she hasn't touched. There are just too many like feminine I am the head bitch vibes of this room to make you think it was anybody's space but her own. She waits for you to pass her, and she closes the door behind you, and she says, now this is a very delicate topic.
What's so delicate about it, Madame Elaine?
Surely you've seen the men outside, yes?
Of course,
They're Crimson Banner.
of course.
She kind of like pops her lips, like, and she says, how do I say this? These men are fragile, if you will, for lack of a better term. I don't expect someone of your distinction to have faced men of this boorish nature in your past, but I cannot speak for you. What I will tell you is there is a lot of excitement going on with the coronation happening so soon. In fact, the prince's own men have been spreading out, if you will, outside of our normal borders. It's frightening everyone. This space, my space, and she meets your eyes very briefly, is a protection of sorts. But my protection only goes as far as my borders do. Do you understand what I mean?
I understand what you mean, Madame Elaine, but these men come in here often, yes?
Yes.
So are we to assume that our girls, as soon as they walk out the door, are just there for them to do with what they will? We put the meat on display and they just simply take it? That's not very good for business.
I agree. But what am I to do?
Importantly, it's not good for our girls. No one is going to want to work here, and this place will crumble. And I can't be having that.
So what do you propose?
I propose. Well, let me ask you this, Madame Elaine, before I propose anything. Do you know what happened with Alexa?
Alexa? Do you mean Marigold?
Marigold. Sorry. Do you know what happened with Marigold?
Yes. Well, in so much as I know as much as I've gathered, Marigold has been acting very fussy about the things happening here, and I had a board meeting with all of the girls around the time the coronation was announced. I told them what to expect. I told them that these men would be rowdy. I told them what they would be looking for, and I asked them, pleaded with them to communicate with me if anything happened so I could settle it. I told them to stay here as long as they could, as often as they could, and only leave for very important errands. Marigold, though she was fussy about it, seemed to be enjoying the extra coin that came from two particular patrons, both low-ranking foot soldiers of the Crimson Banner. And she left with them one night. No explanation, no goodbyes. She just left. Both of them at her back and didn't even look back. I worry for her deeply, but my concern is this. And she purses her lips a little bit. She seemed to be heading out towards the borderlands when I peeked out the window. She was headed in that direction, outside of not just my arms, the area that I can control, this space that I have power in, but beyond the walls of the Crimson Banner as well, towards the south, towards the heathens, the ones who live in the forest. You see my problem.
I do.
Why would she go there, I wonder? I have no idea. Honestly, it could be that she just became bored with the work, and to be completely transparent with you, I have no time for it. But I try to protect the girls here, and while I agree it is terrible for business and we don't want, new girls being afraid, I also don't have any sympathy for fools who venture where there is danger.
I understand. So, it seems Marigold's disappearance is of her own accord, not of the Red Banner's accord, from what we can assume.
From what we can assume.
Question for you, Madeline. Do you know these men's commanding officer? Does he frequent here often?
He's come and gone.
Is he here now?
No. His name is Don Miguel. He's a commanding officer, yes, but he's also a Don. He's kind of a wicked man. I usually tend to attend to him personally because I know how to reason with him, but yeah, he's a bit of a rough customer.
What's his name again?
Don Miguel.
I'll be sure next time he's in, have him stop by. I'm gonna go out and make an announcement to the bar, and then I'm going to see what I can find out about Marigold and see what information I can find out about her. I told Alexa out there that I would assist as much as I could, and I don't want me being the new owner. A girl to go missing within my first week. So I will go see what information I can find. You can hold down the fort, right?
I think you know I can.
I do. Very much so. Okay. Well, I appreciate you, Madame Elaine. And tell the girls to come talk to you. We can try to make their lives better if we can. I'd like to.
Very well. Will you be making an announcement then?
Yes, let's go back outside. I'll make it from there.
Good. And she shows you out.
We'll go out to the bar. I'm going to walk over toward the table where Alexa's sitting. Is she still there?
Yes, and she has been watching the door miserably as ruckus erupts in every inch of this place.
Ruckus as in robust fun and
yes,
play, or
yes,
so not fight breaking out. Okay.
Not yet. I mean, the boys are having fun. There's some arm wrestling happening with, beautiful women hanging all over them, but it seems fun for now.
I'm going to walk over to Alexa and say, just bear with me a moment, and then we will go try and find Marigold.
Okay.
Did she drink any of the beer that I slid over across to her?
No. She has been clutching it in the same position since you left.
I'm going to look at her and be like, do you mind? If you're not going to drink this, I will.
Be my guest. She slides it your way.
Okay. I'm going to pick up the glass and I'm just going to, in a very loud, robust voice, in, what's that language called? What's the language for the red?
Ensenada.
Okay. In Ensenada, I am going to say, Men of the Red Banner. very loud, very robust, so the entire bar can hear me.
Okay. You have all eyes on you.
Uh, and I'm still going to stay in Ensenada speaking, and I'm just going to address the entire room. This hotel, this inn, this place for you all to come to drown your tears and to find companionship will always be here for the men of the Red Banner. And I'm gonna like lift my glass up and like huzzah! Try to get them rallied up.
All right. Let's see. Roll me persuasion with advantage.
Okay, so with that, just so I know, so
Slash roll.
persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so slash roll
1d20
1d20
plus,
plus.
and then whatever your skill stat says on your character sheet. Because you should have
So
expertise. So I think it's +7, isn't it?
yeah, it's +7. That is with the +2, right?
Yeah, with your proficiency, absolutely.
Yeah. What is that? Expertise. Yeah.
Yeah, expertise is ×2, so that's already including your expertise.
Rocket.
Oof.
Oof.
Still, you got a 14. All right. Actually, you get advantage, so roll again. Just do that one more time.
Do I just
Press up on the keyboard, and it should give you your most recent roll. Or you can just do.
Yeah, I'm doing this on a tablet, so.
Got it. All right. Slash roll 1d20 +7.
1d +7.
Much better. That's the bard I expected.
Absolutely, that's the part I expected.
All right. So as you are speaking in Sonata to these half inebriated men, all boisterous with women hanging over them, the testosterone, the sweat in this room, they cheer with pride, and you hear the tables rattling and feet thumping on the ground as they agree. And the room seems once again full of life and fire.
My good, still in Ensenada. My good men, this is a proud day before us. A new king will rise for you all. And I feel that deserves celebration. So, all drinks for today are half off.
Oh shit. Okay.
If you were a member of the Red Banner.
Okay, all right, put it that way. All right. So oof. All right, let me see what you're going to roll here. I'm going to need you to roll uh let's call it perception.
Roll D20.
Just 1d20 cuz you have nothing in whiz, yeah?
Yeah, so no, don't have to put the 0. Yeah.
All right.
Don't see shit.
Cool. Everybody seems lit up with the suggestion that they get free drinks as long as they're men of the Crimson Banner. And everybody seems to be in good spirits.
Now, my good men, this establishment, Salud, will always appreciate the Red Banner. But I ask that you appreciate the Salud as well. I don't need fights here, gentlemen. If you're going to fight, take it outside. My girls, they are here for you. But that does not mean that I don't want you looking out for them when they leave these doors. I need to know that the Red Banner has my back as much as I have theirs. What say you, gentlemen?
Yeah, please roll that persuasion again with advantage. These are some pretty words coming out your mouth, boy.
That's how I be.
1d20 plus 7.
Plus 7.
And you can roll that again. Oof, you definitely need it.
What is up with this?
You're getting all the bad rolls out during the tutorial mode. It's alright.
Thank God. Thank God. Yeah, but it's my bar we're talking about here.
It's alright.
8 plus 7.
There we go.
Oof, oof, oof.
Fuck yeah. Look at that 25. All right. So a couple of the men who seem to be a little bit rough with these women, even though the women are like, of course, being polite and seemingly like enjoying it, they kind of loosen their grip and then, they all kind of like nod to each other like, yeah, we got it. These are our women. These are our women. We have to protect these women. And you hear a couple of people saying that just the same, like, yeah, this can be our place. Like we could really set roots down somewhere like this. Hey, yeah. And that pretty one out in the corner, I saw, and you're just like going into just Ensenada erupts in the room, and they're all uh, compatriots now. They're all associates. You've certainly lightened their spirits and inspired them to spend their coin in your establishment. I will give you inspiration for doing so. And you know how inspiration works, yes?
I get 1d6 that I can give to any teammate, and they can roll that to add on to a saving throw or an attack roll. Correct?
So that is bardic inspiration that you're talking about. The inspiration I'm talking about is you give yourself advantage or an ally advantage on any roll that they ever make. It can be anything. It can be a saving throw. It can be a check. Anything. It's a d20. You give them a d20 and you say roll it again, and you can even take it for yourself.
So it's a reroll. Okay.
Sure is.
That's nasty.
It is nasty, and it's yours.
And I'm going to make sure that everybody has their glasses up.
Okay.
And with my knowledge and my musical abilities, would I know, like, I don't know, like the fight song of the Red Banner, or the Imperial monarch theme of the Red Banner?
You sure do.
Well, I would at that point I would just say, hold on, what's his name? What's the name of the new guy that's becoming king?
Esteban the Eighth. Good King Esteban, also known as the Crimson Prince. Esteban the Eighth.
I'll just say, gentlemen, and I'll pull out my violin and stand on the bar, tune it up a little bit, and I'll say, join me in a song so that the entire Red Banner and King Esteban himself can hear us. And I'll start playing the song.
Awesome. They will do anything you say, and they will basically go as long as you want them to. So if you are intending on using this as a helpful distraction to let you slip out unabated, you've certainly done a great job at that.
At the end of the song, I'm just gonna give one final huzzah, raise our glasses in the air, chug them down, and point out any person that like doesn't finish their entire glass, and make sure that everybody like gets on them to finish. And then I'll look to the barkeep and be like, one round on the house, and then for the Red Banner, everything after that is half price. And while everybody's making their way up to the bar to get their refills, I will escort Alexa out.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, you have all eyes, ears, hands, money pouches on you at the moment. So yeah, you can basically get away with murder in this room and nobody would report you. So,
Okay. I'm not going to make a big deal as we're leaving. I'm just going to exit out the door with Alexa in tow.
okay. Alexa takes your lead and follows you out.
Okay. And we will exit
Awesome.
the saloon.
Awesome. Outside. Fuck, it's raining. It is raining and it is wet and it is awful. Alexa doesn't seem
Oh,
at all bothered by it. That's why she's wearing these boots, and she slips a hat upon her head, which the rain gathers in the rim and then gracefully sweeps off and doesn't touch her. You figure, in your mind, quietly to yourself, this is why the people of the Emerald Heartlands wear such big hats, because it acts as a sort of storm drain. But you were soaked. Alexa,
uh,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to look at her and ask her if this does it ever stop raining here.
Not in recent memory.
Excellent. Let's go.
You were from a very different type of place. It rains for a little while, very, very heavily, and then it stops. But here,
Yeah.
it's been days of nonstop rain, and there's so much water and mud. Everybody's miserable. There's been no sun. You are not used to not seeing the sun. Uh, it's a nightmare. You can't imagine what winter's like in this place. You brush those thoughts aside as you and her come to the stables. She brings out two dingy-looking horses, really nothing of note, and hands you one of the reins. You can ride, yes?
Of course.
Excellent.
Is this the best we have when it comes to horses? I mean,
Uh, I don't understand.
are these horses going to get us where we need to go?
Yeah, of course.
They look okay. They look a little worse for wear, and I'm just gonna go up and rub the horse whose rein she gave me, and just, well, what's this one's name?
Salt Lake, I think.
Salt Lick.
Yep.
I'm going to look Salt Lick in the eye, and I'm going to just say to him in a very calming voice, I'm sorry that I need to take you out in this. I wouldn't be doing it unless it was absolutely necessary.
Salt Lake's eyes are glazed over. He doesn't seem to notice that you're speaking to him. He probably doesn't know where he is. He seems a little old.
Uh, I'm just gonna rub his neck again and get up on the horse and let's ride.
All right. Uh, she takes you towards the edge of the Crimson Banner. And as you're riding there, she says, "So, what did Madame Elaine have to say?"
Madame Elaine told me that the last she heard of our dear Miss Marigold, she was heading south toward the borderlands.
No way.
That's what she said. Do you have any idea why Marigold would be heading that way?
No, that's really weird. I mean, we're going the wrong direction. I thought that maybe she would
No.
be heading away. Okay, well, I'm sorry for this. We're gonna have to go the other way then. And she like leads you, like,
Okay.
like she turns the horses around, and it seems like it's gonna take longer to get there, which means more rain in your beard. But
So when I when I asked her why would Marigold go to the borderlands, and she said I don't know. Could I do an insight check on her at that point?
yeah, please do.
It's not going to be good, but why not try? Oh. Slash. She's telling the truth. She doesn't know shit.
Um, so you were suspicious of her, but she turns away too quickly and seems to like dismiss the question. You don't know if she just got distracted or what may have happened.
All right. Well, lead on, Alexa.
And lead on she does. She says, "What else did Madame Elaine tell you?"
Just that she's just letting me know about things going on with the Red Banner. She let me know about Don Miguel, and just that Marigold was heading south, and she didn't seem to be enjoying her time. She didn't let anybody know what was going on. She just left.
That's not like her, I'm telling you. That's weird. She did mention, well,
I don't know what she mentioned. What you're asking me for my help? I need to know what I'm walking into.
Okay, roll persuasion. Nice. She she looks back behind her shoulder at you and she says, I think I think Marigold was a Heartlander.
She was a Heartlander.
Yeah, I think she might have been from there. She might have felt safe, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. And why there would be two unless maybe they were taking her hostage? Do you think do you think someone would do that?
I don't know. From what I understand, the guards left around the same time she did, but they went one way and she went another. But I'm not sure what to believe. Um, Luckily, why would she be here if she was a Heartlander?
I don't know. She didn't really get into her past much, to be honest. I didn't ask. It seemed painful for her, but and maybe you don't know this because you look like you're a Methisian, but um, we've had a lot of problems here. I don't know if you've noticed, but we're at war. From all ends,
But,
to the north, to the south, in the middle, you name it. It's
but
and with the sky, and she kind of like points her voice towards the heavens. It's nonstop from every direction, and as difficult as it is sometimes living in the Crimson Banner territory, I can't imagine what a Heartlander's had to go through, especially with, their homes being burned down and having to retreat to the safety of the forest. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't like know really anyone from there, and I don't know. I've heard nasty things. I don't think they're good people. I don't agree with their methods, but I just it's gotta be better than there, right?
in my travels, I've discovered there's shit everywhere, no matter where you live.
Preach.
Let's head there. Let's see what we can find, Alexa. Lead on. Let's quicken the pace a little bit. I don't want to be out in this rain any longer than I have to.
She smiles and nods. She says, "You'll get used to it," but she pushes the horse forward. You're riding forward, and it seems like perhaps, and this is the strangest part, you were in the eye of the storm because the rain seems to be increasing, and as your speed increases, harder does the rain hit you on the face, on the brow, on the chin, and it feels like you are getting a million little punches. It feels like there are insects flying into your skin and penetrating, and you are soaked. Your robes are heavy. You feel like nothing is feels good right now. And It gets dark, so dark that it is nigh impenetrable, so dark that for a moment you lose sight of Alexa. You hear her horse in the distance, but your horse, with as old and gray as it is, doesn't seem to be keeping up very well.
Um, I'll shut out to Alexa.
Okay.
Just hold. Hold.
Okay. I need you to roll perception for me again. 1d20 nothing.
Oh, it shows a 5 there. Do you not see that?
Oh, you rolled a 5? Oh, jeez.
Um,
Okay. All right. So you were just blindsided as the trees start to kind of thicken towards the edge of the borders of the Crimson Banner. You notice that this area, though usually manned, as every corner of their territory usually is, either by a small wall or just a group of people huddled around it, it is empty now. You think that they probably retreated to your inn. You're thankful for the coin, but not at the moment. And the only reason that you see what you see is because of a crack of well placed lightning in the horizon. Alexa's horse is unmanned and is simply grazing on the ground in front of you.
I'll pull up on my horse. Whoa. Um, and I'll just get off the horse, get down, look around. Can I see anything? Do I see any tracks? Do I see like where she might have fallen off? Like, do I see anything at all?
It is very dark here. Roll survival with disadvantage, which means you roll twice and you take the worst of both rolls.
Yeah. All right. So survival. Where are you? Survival +0. So
Okay. And one more. All right. So the worst of either roll would be the 8, yes?
yeah, absolutely.
It is too dark and too muddy. You can't tell what's a hoof print and what's a footprint. There's no way. There is one thing you notice, however. Um, the saddle is a bit askew. She looks like she was yanked.
I'm going to get both of the horse's reins, and I'm going to take it over toward a tree and just tie the reins around the tree. And at that point, I'm going to pull. Um,
Salt Lick.
no, I'm going to pull my rapier out, and I'm going to cast light on it.
Okay. How much light does that give you?
Light.
Like, what's the radius on that?
You touch one object that is no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. Until the spell ends, the object sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet. The light can be colored any color you like, completely covering the object. Something opaque blocks the light. The spell ends if you cast it again or dismiss it as an action. If you target an object held or worn by a hostile creature, that creature must succeed a dex save to avoid the spell.
Okay. Cool. It doesn't say, like, how much light there is or anything like that? Like, what the feed is?
It's incredibly bright light for a 20-foot radius,
Okay.
and then after that 20-foot radius, it's dim light. for an additional 20 feet.
Okay.
And as I erupt my rapier in the light, I am just going to call out again for Alexa.
Okay. Perception.
Worse.
Oof. You don't see or hear anything. However, you do notice that there is a cut in the trees that seems big enough for a person. It seems like the canopy, with as tall as those trees are, big enough for protection from the rain and wind at the very least. It would lead you deeper into the forest, however.
Well, round a time like the present, and I will head over toward there, keeping an eye out and just having my rapier at the ready. Well, it's casting light in front of me.
Awesome.
And I'll go over and check it out.
Great idea. All right, we are going to bring the other players in for the fun. Let me grab Nate and Darian. You should see me and Luke in the voice channel. Click lobby and you will join us. How's it going so far? Are you having fun?
Heck yeah, buddy.
Good. Hi, brother!
Hello.
Hello!
How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm so glad to hear.
I've got the goodness.
You've got what?
Goodness.
You've got the goodness.
I got that goodness in my schnoodness.
I don't know what that means, bro.
Me either, but I'm gonna glaze past it for now.
Alright. So you're already in roll 20. Can you see?
I am.
What can you see, brother?
I see my little guy in pure darkness.
Dang it.
My soul.
Same.
As far as the eye can see. I'm gonna refresh.
I don't think that's gonna help you.
By the way, hot pick on that ambiance.
My guy, thanks. I'm actually gonna change that music now that we're not in a tavern anymore.
By the way, I didn't know what you were rolling for, but I was rooting for you the whole time.
I appreciate it, buddy. I needed all the help I could get.
Yeah, I was tempted to write something in the chat for you, but I was like, I'm already here in a weird way.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I could have used some bardic inspiration on my rolls, that's for damn sure.
Just waiting on Nate. It might take all night because he's a boomer, but we'll see.
Boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Boomer. Wait, how do I do that? Guys,
Don't make fun of me.
I'm a boomer. Stop it.
Makes it too easy.
He really does.
He really does. He really does.
So, bro, while we're waiting for Nathan, do you have any questions or anything that we should talk about before we get into the game?
Yeah, you mentioned I work with someone else,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes, you work with Lucian.
Lucian.
Yes. He is not there at the moment. Typically, you work for him.
Oh,
but he has been misplaced recently. He's not with us at the moment. He has been part of Silver Glen for a few months. So you guys have been under new leadership recently. Nobody knows where he went. Um, so here's how it is. He and another person are the adopted children of Adam Silverthorne, who leads Silver Glen as kind of like the president, I guess. Like he's certainly not a king. He hates the idea of kings. He's the type of person who, will roll up his sleeves and help build houses. But if somebody is like, I don't know what to do, he has direction for them. That's the kind of leader that he is. He's more of like an anarchist leader as opposed to any sort of organizational structure. He does what needs to be done, and sometimes that includes guiding people. He has two, what is the word? He has two children that were like born to him, so they're like his blood. They're twins.
Is one of them Lucian?
No, Lucian is one of the adopted children. It's Lucian and Rin, R-I-N as in Nancy, that are the adopted children. And the twins are named Shail, S-H-A-I-L, and Esmeralda. Cool. So Lucian and Rin were his adopted children, but he kind of had them acting more as retainers for his like by birth children, like his blood children. Blood Children sounds like such a weird like album title.
I know.
Next title of album, Blood Children. Oh, Nathan's stuck. Hold on. Come on, buddy.
Like Pooh Bear.
He just said okay. I think he's figuring it out. I'm gonna give him some time. Anyway, so Lucian and Rin acted more as retainers or like bodyguards of the twins. But that isn't to say that he didn't treat them well. He did. It was just they felt like it was their duty to kind of protect the twins because of his instructions. He's like, hang out with the twins, be the twins' guidance and protection. One thing that you know is Rin and Lucian, funny enough, the adopted children, excellent rangers. Adam is the Ranger General of Silver Glen. He's like Ranger General. There, that's his title. Just figured it out, Lamau. So he's the Ranger General. His two adopted children, Rin and Lucian, amazing rangers. Took right after him, no problem. His two blood children, terrible rangers. Really bad at everything. Especially his daughter. Fucks everything up all the time. Always in trouble. Nearly been killed / arrested by the Crimson Banner and the Imperials on many occasions. His son is a little bit more quiet and reserved. He just hasn't really figured out what he's good at yet. But, yeah, that girl is fucking trouble, let me tell you. And she's missing, and so is her twin. And you imagine that is due to the fact that she probably, whatever problems she got into, she likely dragged him along with her. And Lucian was just kind of there to make sure that they didn't die. But they could have all died. Nobody really fucking knows. Everyone assumes that they are together, wherever they are.
How long have they been missing?
How long have they been missing is a good question. I would say about a month.
Did someone join? Oh, Nathan, hello.
Yo, Nathan! You figured it out, my guy?
I did.
Oh, shit. What up?
You know what? I'm gonna go grab my laptop charger real quick.
10-4. Nathan, welcome. How are you?
I am doing all right. It is hot as fuck in my apartment right now.
Ew, why?
I don't know. It's like 81 degrees. I'm not a fan.
Well, you're not. You're a person.
But
Hey!
oh, did you ever get a chance to check out the link I sent you with like all the spreadsheets and stuff?
You know. What did you send me?
I sent it to you on Discord. I pinned it. I made it all fancy for you.
Made it all fancy for you.
The docs?
Yeah.
Alright, let me take a look at this. Access denied.
So when you, what the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking shit myself. But
Okay, so in the top right hand corner, actually let me follow along before I fuck all the
Okay,
directions
this
up.
is so fucking cool. I got a new keyboard, and as you guys talk, it lights up to your vocal, like, nonsense.
That's sick. That's sick. By the way, you're being recorded, all of you.
Uh-oh.
Cannot
Say hi.
wait
Say hi to the
until I
camera.
have to
Where
start
was my
singing.
disclosure when I joined, okay? There was the...
I
the
fucking
screen
warned you
monitor.
in chat in fucking jabber at work, so fuck off.
I feel ambushed.
All right, you can be ambushed with that backless
I-
fucking scale mail all you want.
Did you ever see the picture I sent to the Facebook of the armor I picked out?
No, what did you
It
send me?
even has, like, places for my giant muscles
What?
from the bow. Hold on,
Stop.
I'll send you the picture.
Where the fuck is it? Nathan, is your picture a koala?
Don't judge me.
Nathan's an incredible person.
Okay, I just sent it to you on Discord.
On Discord? Okay.
See, I'm gonna wear it, but backwards.
Oh, hell yeah! Oh, hell yeah! Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck it, I'm kidding. Oh, shit. It's even got that titty window. I'm stoked. Yeah, I feel like
I told you, those are for my muscles, you know?
exactly. How else are people gonna see those shows? You know what I'm saying? You gotta show off that meat,
That shoulder.
that
I
showed,
think
that
I gave you
haunch.
access to that doc. I made it shared, and then you're an editor.
It showed.
Oh fuck, we got some haunch. All
So what does that
right.
even mean?
I don't know.
I
American
don't
Friends.
want any of your zhuzh.
American Friends cheat sheet. Oh, what's a cheat sheet? I don't have access to all of this. I only have access to the one you just sent me.
Gonna fucking lose it. How do
Okay, I've been drinking, so maybe this is funnier than I think it is, but it's really fucking funny.
This is upsetting, is what it is.
Here, I will just request access to make your life a little easier. How about that?
You think I know how to do that?
Okay, boomer.
Alright, I put in the request. Alright, I'm gonna let you figure that out in just a second. I have to piss. Be right back.
You Gucci. There's so many links too. I was like all about it. Now I have to go through each of them.
Nathan, are you gonna? Are you in D20 yet, as well?
Yeah.
Cool. Maybe I need to refresh my screen then.
Oh
See.
wait, hold on. Games, shadows in the fog. Okay. Launch game. I had to update my
Shadows in
photo.
the fog. That is what we want.
So just to confirm, this is Darian. Is that correct?
Yeah, hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm lovely. How about yourself?
That's great. I'm doing well.
I'm just realizing now that I forgot to spend my starting gold. Like I have all of my equipment. I'm just like getting all the fun shit now.
Oh, nice. Get on that.
Any recommendations?
I mean, I bought a Mastiff, but that's because I'm going for a whole, like, Beastmaster style character.
Gotcha.
I also went with a blow dart and some vials of acid. I feel like that could be fun for later. What else? I got a whip.
Ooh,
Yeah.
well, ooh. I already have all the weapons I need.
What else?
Oh.
Hold on, let's see.
I bought a tent.
Oh, that's smart. Dude, why is Google Docs so hard?
Oh, Nina-san. Let's see. Gold, I actually have. Well, that actually is 98. Yeah, like I got torches, I got rope, I got a water skin, I got rations, little mess kit.
That's on point.
Like, what else does a growing boy need? Let's see. I love a good ball bearing.
You can't beat a ball bearing.
You can't. I trust a ball bearing as far as I can throw it, that's for sure.
Yeah, so
you must trust them.
so you guys weren't able to hear anything. This is literally where Esme left me off. Okay, so you go into this dark part of the forest, and I'm gonna go get the other guys. Hold on. I'm like,
Oh, damn.
I'm like, okay, so I'm just in the dark with my rapier of light, just standing in the rain, getting soaked.
Okay, I think I'm almost done making all of these shareable.
It's totally not going to happen.
I know, right? I was gonna be like, oh, you've deleted all of your.
Whoopsie, your computer gone now.
Dude, I believe it.
Oh no.
Okay, let's try this one. Ooh, I have brownies and food. Alright, solid. So that one's already shared.
Wait, in character you have brownies and food?
No, I made some brownies that have been like sitting in my pantry forever, and then I mean, it was just like elbow pasta and some like kale pesto white cheddar sauce in a can. But it's yeah,
Sounds yummy,
I'm
bro.
not sure how I feel. The kale's a little weird, but overall pretty good. I added some like garlic and onion powder and stuff. And I think I might have been able to bring it around a little. Okay.
Esme must have been drinking because she's breaking the seal.
Oh yeah.
What does that mean?
She's been drinking alcohol, and you know how alcohol makes you pee? And you're not supposed to go pee because you'll get more fucked up if you don't pee. Yeah, that's...
Is that true? I don't know if that's true.
It probably isn't, but that's
Hello,
what we
friends.
used to tell
Sorry.
ourselves when we were young and dumb.
I can't wait to listen back on our recording to see what you guys were talking about while I was gone.
Oh yeah,
we were talking about the inner workings of the bladder.
Okay, not interested. All right. All right. So,
I fixed the links.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I believe so.
How enticing. So let's get this rolling here. Thank you for that, by the way. I'll look at those in a moment.
Ooh, there's rain.
So, Darian, what other questions do you have?
Let's see here. What was my most recent job?
Ooh, good question. You were in communications. You and your bird, whatever you decided to call it. However, it's Chow? Oh yeah, Zhao. Zhao. That's right, Zhao. So you were in communications, and aerial scouting. So both you and Nathan are actually familiar with one another. You know him. Because again, Lucian was kind of like leader of your troop. He's been out of commission for the last month. Nobody knows where he is, where he's been. Um, you two have been kind of working together. So why don't you take this time to kind of decide what your relationship is?
Well, and just to confirm, what's like the dynamic of like the scout and communication group? Is it like small groups, kind of like Attack on Titan, where it's like they have their own like ranking between them? Like,
Not really. It's nothing quite so serious. It's just a loose group of survivors more than it is a military
more like
structure.
Maze Runner?
Never
Yeah,
read
the way
it.
I was picturing it is like, everybody's good at certain things, and so like it is up to like somebody kind of takes charge and assigns like, all right, you are still like I barely even noticed when you come back from pissing in the night, so you are gonna scout ahead for the next camping spot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or you are great at setting up the campsite. Like nobody sets it up faster than you do, so when we're moving and we need to move quick, like you are the person that's gonna set it up. That kind of.
Right. Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, perfect.
Now, one other question is with like everything going on with the twins. I mean, are we focused more on that? Like, is Adam having us focus on that, or are we more so still on the war and like,
Are you asking me? Oh,
yeah,
yeah, of course you are. So he hasn't sent you to look for the twins. He made it seem like he is something that he wanted to deal with personally. But you haven't seen them come back, and you have no idea who actually is working on it because nobody's nobody's done anything really. So you don't know if he just is worried about saving face in front of his people, or what's going on. He does have a war from two fronts, and the Crimson Banners become increasingly aggressive. So you think that he's really focused right now on fixing the war.
mm-hmm.
But again, Nathan, especially this is a set of this set of twins are people that you grew up with, that you hung out with when you were their age. They're your age. Um, you know the spunky girl and the very shy, reserved boy. In fact, Shale, who is the boy twin, it's Shale and Esmeralda. That's their names. Shale
Okay.
has always been really, really shy and reserved. He doesn't talk first. He doesn't act unless he's urged to. He's very, very scared of everything. And Esmeralda is kind of a wild child. She does not really give two shits about anything. She feels like she's safe from any danger. She's got like dirty, kind of brown hair, light eyes. Um, she's always got her hair thrown up into like a ponytail. It's got like mud and sticks in it usually. Uh, Funny enough, you know how Adam has two adopted children?
Uh,
They are excellent rangers. His two real children, terrible rangers, especially the girl. Like she just isn't cut out for it really. So she just exists to make trouble and narrowly avoid getting arrested. You think? Um, as she's kind of grown up, you've kind of grown your distance from her because you started taking your duties seriously, and she very much didn't. She rests on the laurels of the protection that her father and her community has given her. Whereas the boy has kind of always been her silent sidekick, and Lucian even more so. Lucian is a really good dude. You've always really liked him. We've talked a little bit about your relationship with him as well. You respect him, both of you do.
right.
But the twins are people that you're more familiar with. Darian, you kind of came into the picture a little bit late. They were already grown by the time you showed up, but you've met them on occasion. They just didn't like go out of their way to socialize with you.
Um, so what is you said that I work for Nathan, right?
You work with him. You're on the same
Oh,
crew as of right now. You've been on the same crew for about a month, so you're familiar with each other. You guys get each other. You trust each other.
okay. Nathan, what's your character name?
My character's name is Merrick Malice.
Not to be
And
confused
what is
with Malice Miser, which is a Japanese metal goth band.
Of course, yeah, I wouldn't want to get those two confused. And Darian, what's your character's name?
Simon.
Simone. Let me write that down. E-O-N?
Uh, it's spelled like Simon.
Okay, cool. Solid. Do you have a last name?
Nope.
All right. And then I know you have a bird, correct?
I do.
What is its name?
My bird's name is Zhao.
Ooh,
Xaio.
that's it. What's your preferred weapon?
I like to keep my distance. Um, so I use a longbow. Um,
Haha, got him.
um, but I am also fairly proficient with either one of the two kukri that I have. One of them mostly is for um, deals and contracts, but the other one is for combat.
Ah, makes sense.
And you've also, because we've been working together for about a month, I assume we've hunted together,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
and you've probably seen me. I always skin the animals with this almost like crystal dagger.
Right. Okay, so I'm trying to think. So for me, or do you have anything else you want to add to that I'd know by now?
No, I mean that pretty much covers it. I am a cat man.
Oh, Tabaxi?
Yeah, I'm from the Topaz Isles originally.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. Okay. So for my character, a couple things to know. So yeah, Merrick. Um, I'm definitely a bit more of a stoic person. I'm not like super happy-go-lucky. I'm very like stern, kind of like very. I want to get my
Edgy.
job done. Yeah, sure, edgy. um, but I do have a horse. Her name is Aurora Borealis. And, and then I do have a dog as well. Her name her or his name is Brutus, and so they kind of like stick with me as much as possible. When I go hunting, Brutus will usually stay back at camp. I do use a bow most commonly. Probably one of the most like signature things about my character is I do have like a special finger guard for it that's metal. It's in like the shape of talons, so that's like probably the most prominent characteristic about me. Um, trying to think what else. I do use a longbow most commonly, but well, would we have gotten in any close combat with really anything?
What? Was that for me?
Would we have got like yeah? Would we have got like would have we gotten in any like fights together, or has it mostly just been hunting?
Oh, you guys would have seen a few skirmishes, especially because the Crimson Banner is starting to encroach on your territory. You've definitely shot a few arrows into the clearing to scare some people off. So the thing is, for the most part, unless there are people who have occupied the near borderlands area of the Heartlands for some time, most people think of you guys as like boogeymen. Essentially, they don't know what resides in the forest, but they know that you guys are fucking scary, and you get wherever you're going very quickly.
Makes sense.
They believe that basically somebody's always in the canopy watching them, so entering the forest is a very dangerous thing.
Makes sense. So I am originally from the Heartlands. I like was like adopted into the Silver Glen um, back when I was a child, but I don't really talk about my like where I came from much, just because it's not something I go into. I don't really talk a ton when it's not related to business. So that's my biggest thing I want to say.
Nothing.
Yeah, I think that's the main stuff. Any questions?
Um, would our silence, like if we were both silent, would it feel uncomfortable?
Not for me. I'm very like I could sit in silence like all day and night, and it wouldn't bother me at all.
Oh my god. Oh. Nino! That's good. I'm so sorry about my dog. He's turned up because I'm not paying attention to him.
I think that does it for questions from me. Do you have any questions for me?
I feel like we covered a lot of it, at least what we know from like working together for about a month.
Right. Cool.
Solid.
Yeah, let's jump in.
Dope. All
Oh,
right.
Esme, I did want to ask one more thing regarding my starting gold.
Mm-hmm.
In the Heartlands, we use kukri a lot.
Yes.
Not kukri, kunai, right?
No. Kunai are like Japanese weapons. Yeah. We have throwing knives.
The latter part of yeah, that's essentially what I was getting at. Is
Cool.
I'm looking here at the starting equipment, and a small throwing knife is 5 copper pieces. So I was wondering if I could spend a gold piece and get 25 of them.
Sure.
So that does it for me.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Any other questions for me, Nathan, excuse me, or Darian?
I think I'm good as of now.
Darian, you good?
I'm gravy.
Amazing. Okay. Can you two see your map? What can you see? This fucking fog of war is killing me.
I see my little guy in pure darkness.
Oh, jeez.
I have the book background.
Oh, dang it.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. Let's see. Fog of War enabled. Blah, 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 blah. Advanced Fog of War enabled. Enforced line of sight. I don't know what this means. Cool. Is that any better? Can you guys still not see anything?
I still cannot see anything. Refresh.
You know what? Screw Fog of War. I'll figure it out later. Screw it. I was gonna have so much fun playing with Fog of War, but never freaking mind. Fog of War disabled. Can everybody see everything now?
Oh, I can see a man running through the woods.
Sure can. That's weird, right?
He's in a dark circle, or he's in a light circle surrounded by dark.
Oh, I had to zoom out.
God damn it, Nathan.
No, you couldn't see anything, but by moving out, he can just see stuff now because there's probably in a black spot on the map. But I couldn't see anything either Esme. So I'm gonna defend Nathan on this one and say it wasn't his boomer tendencies.
All right, cool. I need everyone to do me a favor and go to the cog. No, excuse me, Nathan. Go back to where I put you.
Oh, I didn't know.
I'll tell you when to go. Move back even more. Get into the fucking trees, Hoss. Yeah, right there. Right there.
I'm in darkness, and there's a little light guy. There's a little
trees.
All right, hold on a second. I'll fix that.
This is like the light area.
Okay, I need you guys to do me a huge fave. I need you to reconnect. So if you go to the cog in the top right-hand corner, scroll down till you find the button that says reconnect, or you can press F5 on your browser. That's okay too. The reason why is because I've activated 3D dice, because it's more exciting. Excuse me.
I have real dice.
Yeah, but you're not rolling them, so.
True.
Alright, so Esme,
Yes, that's me.
I clicked on the gear. I'm in my settings, display name. How far down is this where it says refresh?
No, it's the cog up in the right and like over the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I F5 and it's still dark, and I can't see the little circle now.
Dang
Oh wait,
it.
now I see it. How do I move this thing?
Wow. I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, I got it.
Can you see everything now? Everybody?
No, now it's even darker.
How is that possible? What are you
It's
doing,
all
Nate?
black now. I swear to God.
What are you doing? Alright, I'm just gonna do this. I guess I don't understand.
Oh, now I can see everything.
There we go. That's what I want.
This is fucking complicated.
You're complicated.
Are you gonna go back over this and bleep out all the swear words?
No, fuck that.
Nope.
Why would I do that?
People pay for that shit, bro.
Yeah, what's wrong with
We
you?
want the kids to be able to enjoy our many adventures.
Fucking who?
Hey, let me just tell you this right now. Those kids ain't gonna be listening to this fucking shit at all.
And
Yeah,
if they
no.
are, it's so cool, dude.
Can everybody in my chat see literally everything?
Sorry.
Chef's kiss.
Nate, what? Hello? You cut out. You were a robot.
Me?
Yeah, Nathan.
What about me?
You were a robot. What did you say? He's a robot.
Yeah, you keep going in and out, Nate. I don't know. Nate, are you connected to Wi-Fi with your phone?
I am on a computer.
Aw, jeez.
Okay. No, we can hear you now, good now. It's just every once in a while you like go like.
Yeah. All right. That's fine. I made this map, you guys. I made this from scratch.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. I did my best. All right. Now that we have no questions and everybody can fucking see, and I will mess with Fog of War later. Now that we can see. Merrick and Simone. It's Simone, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Merrick and Simone. You two are tasked to go to Ranger General Adams' cabin. Cabin is a strong word. It's a caravan. It's a larger caravan, and it is pulled by two of the big horses, the war horses. Which, by the way, if you have a horse, looking at Nathan, make sure that you pull the stats for the war horse and put it somewhere you can remember them, and make sure that intelligence is 10, buddy.
I'm getting it pulled up.
Wonderful.
Pulled up.
Wonderful. So you were told to go to his cabin, essentially.
Oh, us?
Yeah, you.
Oh, sorry. I'm pulling up the sheet.
See the
Okay,
3D dice?
where's-
Pretty dope.
I was on a different page. I'm sorry. How do I? Are we at the house?
Would you like to be?
Have we noticed anything around us? Like, I can see people on the map, but am I able to see that from where I'm at?
Currently, no. This is just you guys. This is where you guys will be in a second. Right now, where we're opening up, is you guys are in the center of Silver Glen, and you were requested by Rin, one of Adam's adopted children, the ranger, that he wished to speak to both of you.
Okay. So, Simon, we're being called over by Ren, so I mean, should we be heading over there soon, or do we want to make them wait a little bit?
I see no point in making them wait. Let us go. Unless you have something pressing to attend to.
I suppose not. Don't like doing a lot right now. I'd like to spend the rest of the night basking in the sun, but I guess we might as well not keep them waiting. We can go.
As we're walking, I say, medic, there is no sun at night. There's no sunlight. You cannot bask in the sun at night.
Additionally, it is raining very heavily.
Oh shit!
No,
I missed that part.
no, it's
I
funnier
was
because it
laughing.
sounds like you were making a joke. Yeah, it sounds like
It was
Merrick was
ironic.
joking.
Yeah, ironic. But no, of course. Well, we might as well get out of this rain, so let's hurry on.
Yeah, guys, it's been raining for 3 days, and this is something that you guys are both used to because
That's usual.
this region is very, very severe with its weather. Its snow is harsh. Its rain is even harsher. It is always rainy and muddy. So it raining for 3 days is whatever. Uh, the good news is that it's cold rain, and that it hurts when you ride really fast. So,
Oh,
something to look forward to. Um, it is also nighttime when he calls you to his cabin, which is normally the time that you guys are packing things up and getting ready to, close up shop, if you will.
so does it seem strange to us that like it's all
Oh,
of a
yeah.
sudden us meeting?
Yeah, it's strange. Especially because Rin was the one who found you. It could have been anyone, but it was his adopted child who found you.
That's fair. But we already know the other kids are missing.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess we're gonna head to the house, but on the way, I mean, so, Simon, do you think it's peculiar that we're getting called over at night? I mean, do you think it has anything to do with his biological children going missing?
I assume whatever he requests of us is something dire. He wouldn't, if it were anything normal, he would wait until morning or send a bird or something. The reason it has to be something serious.
Well, it definitely better be, because if I'm missing sleep for this and it's not, I'm gonna be pretty upset.
You and your beauty sleep, Merrick. Let's go.
All right.
How far away is the caravan?
Not far. It takes you maybe 10 minutes to get there. Now, it is raining, but again, you guys are used to this. You have hoods that, it's with Heartlanders, it's one of two things. It's either a really big hat that acts as a storm drain. This is something that I explained to Luke earlier, and just kind of like moves the rain out of your body space, or it is a hood that serves the same purpose and seems fairly weather resistant. And you guys are sporting the latter, the hoods. They protect your hair from getting caught in the branches. They protect your head from the weather patterns, and they help you blend in quite nicely to the foliage. So even though it's raining pretty hard, you're not really feeling it because you're not moving at a pace against the rain at the moment. Unlike poor Fayez.
As we stroll up to the caravan, I'm going to tear off a little piece of jerky from my little I've got a pouch on my chest that I keep
Oh, yeah.
specifically for Gowan. And so I take a little piece out and I hold them up and I move my head back and forth, almost like not like shaking my head no, but tilting it back and forth. And it's a trick that I've taught him to mimic what I'm doing, and he kind of dances with me and moves his wings up and down, and I give him the piece of jerky and send him up into the air before we walk in.
Okay. Yeah, and he is definitely a diurnal creature, so he's pretty dozy. But he will listen. Actually, roll animal handling for me, brother.
Got it. Ooh, first roll for me, baby.
Animal handling. Here we go.
Oh.
Big oof. Yeah, he's pretty cranky. He does your trick and he takes the meat, but then he immediately goes back into his wing and goes back to sleep on your shoulder. You're like, fly, and he's like, the fuck? No, you fly, and goes back down.
I gently pet the back of his head, and I go, all right, you're sleepy, and we head inside.
He kind of snaps at you, like, don't touch, do not mess. I sleep. I have to be up early in the morning. I have a headache.
I notice this and I nod at Aurora, and she looks back at me like I'm crazy. She's not going for it. She doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah, Aurora's just like, what? Who, me? No, I'm fine. I just what? What do you want? Like, she's just not really. She doesn't really care.
um,
So you guys go in then?
So,
yeah.
yes.
Dope. All right. So you stand in front of his caravan. The door is beautifully carved. It looks like it was probably hand carved by him, to be honest. It's not your average like plank door, in that it would be if it weren't, crafted with images of two small children playing in the trees, uh, roses growing up the sides of the the arch. And if it hadn't been beautifully painted, it looks like by very small hands. Um, like most of it looks like the chip is painting off, like it was like a solid like forest green. But near the bottom, in the areas where a child could reach, you see small handprints of like yellow paint and red paint, and lines, just chaotic like hand motions near the base and especially around the wheels. And that seems to be where the paint is the freshest. You stand before the door, and as you are stepping up the creaky stairs that lead into his caravan, you hear him in a gruff voice say, "Enter."
I push forward and open the door and walk in.
Okay. Merrick takes the lead and walks in first. You notice that Adam is, uh, his entire like entryway of his caravan is decorated with animal skins and animal heads. There is a large stag's head that looks easily as large as one of your horses, easily 17, 18 hands high, with a thick mane around its neck and huge antlers, preserved just over a pit where usually you think that he does cooking and things of that nature, like a fire pit, kind of. And there is a fire lit in it currently, which kind of leave a golden glow in the base of the dead creature's eyes. He's standing in front of it with this thick gray wooled wolf skin and cotton cloak covering his shoulders. And it is no wonder why sometimes people outside of Silver Glen remark that he is known as the Old Wolf King. But he dismisses such things, and only prefers, if any title, to be called Ranger General. Um, his hair is very short, militaristic in cut. Looks like it was cut with a very shoddy razor, kind of uneven in places, patchy. It's a dark color. Um, his skin is also kind of tan and leathery, and he's got gray in his beard, in a very distinguished way, like just in certain places around his jaw, that give him an interesting shape. He's a very intimidating looking individual, even though his height isn't very great. He is easily under 6 feet tall. He's probably about 5'7", 5'8", but he's easily taller than both of you when it comes to his presence. And he spins towards you both slowly. He's taking off his gloves for the night and setting them on a chair nearby. And he says, "Make yourself comfortable, I guess."
I remove my hood and slop squat a few feet in.
Okay, Merrick. Merrick,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so I guess I will step forward, just kind of like nod hello. Um, can I have him iterate what, like, what hello, my greetings, and what he needs?
Okay, so you don't say anything beyond hello or do anything. You're just kind of standing there waiting.
Yeah, for the moment, just like, what's up?
Okay, cool. Um, He looks to both of you and he says, "You know the twins are missing."
Yes, we're well aware.
I think I know where they are, and I need to tell you. I need to tell you something that I'm going to trust you with to keep secret, to keep safe in this room only between us. Is that understood?
I perk up at this news. They're obviously interested, but try and play it cool.
Merrick wants the tea. It sounds like
Yes, absolutely.
Merrick wants that tea.
I look over at Simon though, just kind of to, like, as if to say, like, what do you think,
Um,
Simon?
I'm glad you are trusting us with this information. What is it that you found?
Be that I would have any other choice. No offense, but as you know, I'm definitely the sort of man who prefers to keep family close to my heart, things secret, and settle things myself. But with everything going on with the Crimson Banner to the north and the Imperials to the south, and especially with our borders becoming ever more enclosed upon us, my worry still grows for my children. And I wish to tell you what I know, and I would like to send you tonight to see if you can confirm my fears for me.
How far would this journey be?
I won't lie to you. It's a very dangerous task that I'm asking you to do. You would be entering Crimson Banner lands. Are you brave enough to do it?
I oh
You know my history with Crimson Banner, and you know I'm willing to do whatever it takes for my new family.
I kind of nod. I agree. Um, no one here is a fan, so I'd be more than happy to do something to bring them closer to defeat.
Okay. So Adam nods and he seems encouraged by this. This is a man who doesn't trust easy. This is an honest man, a hardworking man, and you can see the weight that he carries on him by the wrinkles in his brow. He's just so deeply saddened by the loss of his children. And he kind of rubs his beard on his chin, and he kind of like wipes his nose on the back of his palm in a very gruff, kind of masculine way, and he says, "A month ago, just before they disappeared, Esmeralda came to me and said that she had met someone who had a cottage on the outskirts of the woods, and this person had taught her things that I didn't teach her. And she brought Shale into the mess. She met with an Imperial, I found out. And I forbade her from continuing to meet with this individual and tried to keep her here. Somehow, and I imagine that Lucian is somehow involved in all of this as well, she left our circle. And even more disturbing, I assume the two of you have heard about the coronation happening.
Oh, yes. The in regards to
Crimson
Crimson
Banner?
Banner, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Esteban the Eighth is going to be crowned king, and he's going to be crowned king this week. He is taking a imperial wife as his bride, and she is a bard. I have reason to believe that that individual with whom he is betrothed is my daughter.
So she's posing as an Imperial?
Yes, though I don't know why she would do any of this. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm sure we'll make short work of this, whatever kind of rendezvous might be going on here in the Heartlands.
I am not asking you to go in and rescue her. I know how impossible that task may be, but if you could deliver her a message from me, if you could beg her to return, if you could enter their lands, make sure that she's okay, find Lucian, anything. I'm just try to help me to get through to her. I know that her brother will follow. I can't fight this war without my children here, safe. I can't, and he nearly crumbles in front of you. He turns away again and he said, I have left instructions with Gregor. He is just outside. He will tell you everything you need to know.
I walked up to Adam and placed my hand on his shoulder. I let him know we want them back too. We'll make sure we get your message to them. We'll do everything we can.
He doesn't turn to face you, and his expression doesn't change from anything but hard and angry and depressed. But he does nod, and he says in kind of like a hoarse voice, if you can find Lucian, if you can get the message to him, he will speak some sense. He will speak some sense to her.
I nod to Simeon. Are you ready to go?
Simon.
Oh, Simon. I'm so sorry.
Think of it like Timon, like Timon and Pumbaa, but with an S.
Simon. Okay, I could do that.
Simon.
Simon.
Without saying a word, he just nods to you and starts to leave.
I do have to run to the bathroom. Is there any way I can like pause?
Of course you
recording
can.
For a few minutes?
Of course you
Okay.
can. In fact, let's take a break. We've been at this for a while, so if you guys want to put a pin in it for now, you are totally welcome to do that.
Okay, I'm indifferent. Whatever you guys decide to do.
Let's put a pin in it and get back here in 10 minutes. Does that sound fair?
Cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect.
Cool. See you at 9:17.
What's a good bedtime end time?
Shit.
Alright.
I don't know. I'm honestly thinking that we'll wrap this up around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I was hoping that we'd be done sooner, but as usual, I have taken longer than I anticipated.
That's not gravy.
Cool.
Having a great time, so no worries.
Awesome. See you in 10.